Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia back with another episode. Future Endeavor Mania is running wild. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the slew of superstars released by WWE, backstage reaction, more possible releases, Le Champion defends Disco, Cody Rhodes looks to avoid Dusty comparisons, Kane's fiery surprise, and more. WWE Future Endeavors 4 Superstars. On 8 December, the WWE announced the releases of 4 wrestlers, Victor and Connor of the Ascension, Luke Harper, and Sin Cara. After months of speculation as to whether the WWE would grant releases to the growing number of superstars who have requested the releases, it looks like the promotion is finally trimming its roster. Here's a breakdown of who was released, what the WWE had to say, and what the wrestlers had to say. WWE has come to terms on the releases of Jonathan Huber, Luke Harper, Sin Cara, and Ryan Parmeter, Connor, and Eric Thompson, Victor of the Ascension. WWE wishes them all the best in their future endeavors. The Ascension's Victor posted a gif of Braveheart captioned, "Freedom!" Sin Cara tweeted the following, "As of today, I have been granted my release from WWE. Thank you, WWE Universe, it's been an amazing adventure." With the exception of Sin Cara, the released wrestlers have been missing in action for some time. Luke Harper returned from Limbo for a brief reunion with Eric Rowan as the Bludgeon Brothers, but that was short-lived and the team dissolved after Rowan was drafted to Raw. The Ascension were last seen amongst the small mob of superstars chasing down the 24/7 championship. What now? The question remains what the future holds for all 4 wrestlers. The Ascension have been together as a team for some time, and it remains to be seen whether they stay together or they'll try their hand at solo action. A recent story in the Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online discusses just how long Victor, aka Eric Thompson, and Connor, aka Ryan Parmeter, have been in the WWE. The team's main roster run totaled nearly 5 years in both Raw and SmackDown, and they never held either brand's tag titles once. Outside a 3-year break from wrestling and work on the indies, the 39-year-old Parmeter had been in the WWE system since 2005, dating back to the Deep South Wrestling days. The 39-year-old Thompson is a Stampede Wrestling Heart Dungeon alumni that had been in the WWE system since 2011 and actually defeated Seth Rollins for the FCW heavyweight title back in 2012. Despite the Ascension working largely as enhancement talent, they should have no problem finding work, whether it's the independent circuit or any of the growing number of TV shows such as MLW Fusion or NWA Power. Luke Harper. Luke Harper has been preparing for his release, recently applying to trademark the name Brody Lee, which he used during his career on the indie circuit. Harper could end up in any large promotion as he's one of wrestling's better big men, showing remarkable speed in the ring in addition to his size and strength. Ring of Honor's Marty Scurll posted a picture of him and Harper on Instagram captured "Villain Enterprises?" #Villain, teasing Harper joining Scurll's faction. Harper could also do well in AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling, but it's unknown how long he will have to wait until he can work for a new company. Sin Cara. Sin Cara could return to wrestling, but he also has the option of going into broadcasting. PW Insider's Mike Johnson commented in his report on the Alberto El Patron vs. Tito Ortiz fight, which Sin Cara attended in support of Patron, that there is interest in the 42-year-old Cara as an announcer for the promotion should he get his requested WWE release, which obviously has not happened. Sin Cara's lucha libre skills give him any number of promotions to work for, ranging from Mexico's lucha libre promotions to Japan to AEW. Backstage reaction to the releases. While the news of the releases is still sinking in, there are already reports of backstage reaction to the releases. A story at Fightful Select discussed that one person in the company joked and stated, "It's either a coincidence or next level fucking with the revival that a bunch of people get granted the releases, but they can't release them because they have a title match on next weekend's show." According to the report, another person on the roster said they were happy for the talent who were able to be released, stating they believe they all asked for it. No word on a release for Mike Kanellis at this point, but Wrestlelamia will continue following the story. NXT trimming its roster? There are also reports that NXT could be cutting its roster in 2020, with Fightful Select reporting a number of members of the NXT roster have also told us that word is going around that if NXT cuts are coming, it could be in January or early February. Wrestlelamia is looking into these potential cuts as well as the releases just made, and will have a special report on why WWE is granting these releases. WWE superstar signs new deal. Not everyone is leaving WWE. NXT superstar Oni Lorcan announced via Twitter today, "I am pleased to announce that I have just agreed to a new multi-year contract agreement with World Wrestling Entertainment. May the wrestling gods have mercy on your souls." Lorcan recently had asked for his release from WWE, but it appears this may have been a negotiating ploy. Burning down the house. The WWE is known for its spectacular stunts, and Kane has played his role in a fair share of them, including the angle at the 1998 Royal Rumble where he lit The Undertaker's casket on fire. Kane has been making a number of media appearances to promote his new book, Mayor Kane: My Life in Wrestling and Politics, a recent one being on the YouTube channel Pardon My Take, where he recalled his shock at how spectacular the fire was during that particular moment. There were a lot of smoke and mirrors. The thing was that they used lighter fluid. That was the actual accelerant, but they didn't tell me how much they had used. It ended up being a lot more and more spectacular flame than I thought it was going to. Evidently, the arena still remembers that. It was pretty controlled, we had safety measures in place. Walter theft update. As Wrestlelamia noted in our previous news video, NXT UK champion Walter's NXT Championship belt and passport were stolen from a car he was traveling in. According to Dave Meltzer, that's not all that was stolen. Apparently, Walter's ring gear was taken too. He worked his match barefoot at Evolve, stole his passport. I mean, you could get that taken care of, especially with WWE behind you, you'll get that taken care of. But yeah, they could always make another belt. They have extras, but it certainly sucks. Cody Rhodes wants to avoid comparisons to Dusty. Cody Rhodes is proud of his father's many accomplishments in and out of the ring, but he also seems to be looking to avoid some of the problems Dusty encountered during his time as booker for Jim Crockett Promotions. There, the American Dream helped build up the promotion, but was also criticized for putting himself over too much. In a recent interview with the Dallas Morning News, the AEW Executive Vice President explained the reasoning behind his decision to lose his match to Chris Jericho, thereby banning him from future AEW Championship matches. "It was solely my decision. Tony was not a fan of it, but he understood why I wanted to do it. And I heard both sides of the argument. Right now, I'm in a spot with the fans that I've never been in before. I've never gotten reactions like this. I've never been as good as I am in the ring right now. You know, men's wrestlers' prime is 35 years old. That's what everyone always says. I'm 34, so I think that I'm almost there. But also, I don't want to face any of the criticisms or any of the asterisks that my dad, Dusty Rhodes, faced because they weren't fair to his legacy. When he was with Jim Crockett Promotions, people talk all about that. He made everybody at Crockett rich. Him and Ric Flair were the top stars. When you're the top stars, they're what the people wanted to see. But they all received that criticism later on, the political aspect of it. I figured I would just take a different path. It's not going to stop me from wrestling. It's not going to stop me from even main eventing if the match calls for it. But the title doesn't belong to me. And unless the fans really wanted me to be champion, it wouldn't belong to me. So right now, I'm happy with that decision." This being the world of professional wrestling, don't rule out Cody winning the AEW Championship somewhere down the road. Jericho loves disco. Turns out that disco may not suck, at least not Disco Inferno. Recently, a fan attacked Disco Inferno's work, leading to none other than current AEW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho defending the former WCW television champion's work. "Totally not true, jerk-off. Disco Inferno was great at what he did, and I loved working with him. So shut your ass and F off." Sounds like somebody just made the lexicon. Jeff Hardy court update. Heel by Nature is reporting that Jeff Hardy's court date for 5 December has been adjourned to 13 January 2020 for his DUI arrest. While this is speculation, it's likely that Hardy's legal team is working on some sort of plea arrangement, thus the repeated postponements. Possible title match being considered for TLC. There's a rumor circulating that the Blue Brand's Sassy Southern Belle could be getting a SmackDown Women's Championship match at TLC. Diamond Dave Meltzer recently commented on Wrestling Observer Radio that Lacey Evans could be lacing up the boots for a match against Bayley. Braun Strowman dismisses Dinosaur mask. It's always fun to watch wrestlers throwing shade at one another, but sometimes it's hard to keep up with the latest #HatchetJobs. Cageside Seats recently shared some Twitter nastiness from Braun Strowman about Luchasaurus from late last November. When a fan suggested a matchup between the monster among men and Luchasaurus, wrestling's biggest jobber tweeted, "No, a real big man, not some dork in a dragon mask." Victoria feels exiled from WWE. Lisa Marie Varon played an important role in the WWE's women's division, winning the Women's Championship twice and competing in the WWE from 2001 to 2009. She would go on to TNA Wrestling, winning the Knockouts Championship 5 times as well as the Knockouts Tag Team Championship once. However, Victoria feels alienated from the WWE and recently discussed this with Lillian Garcia on Garcia's podcast. "It's a little hurtful, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if it's because I went to TNA. I did a tweet in the past. I went to the first women's ladder match, of course. I knew all the cameramen, cable guys, and sound crew, but of course, everyone else changed," said Victoria. "They were like, 'Oh my god, what are you doing here? You have to go back and say hi to everybody.' I said that I wanted to watch the show live because I don't like to see it on the monitor. I wanted to go backstage and say my congratulations to all the girls. He came back and said that they aren't letting anybody backstage. My feelings were hurt and I ended up tweeting about it. You don't air your laundry, which was my bad, but I was just really hurt. I didn't want to go hang out with everybody because I wanted to come back outside to watch the show. But when you come back and they tell you this, you're overthinking. I felt victimized. I felt that they didn't want Victoria there. I felt excluded as a wrestler. I felt like I wasn't needed anymore. I shouldn't have tweeted it, but I was really hurt. I am an impulsive person. I should have thought about it a little longer. I said that I wanted to go backstage and congratulate the girls, but I wasn't allowed backstage. I was so hurt. They didn't appreciate what I had done. I didn't feel good enough to have been there. Stay off social media on those days because fans can be a little hateful, and when you see that, it riles you up." Victoria seems to be dealing with the situation as best as possible, relying on support from colleagues such as Tori Wilson and Candice Michelle. "I have learned a lot from Tori Wilson and to stay away from negativity. I did my job, and when I go to Comic-Con and Wizard World, they tell me that I should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. That is when I know I did my job. I know that I'm a nice person. Candice Michelle asked me whether I was at the Raw reunion, and I said no. She said that it broke her heart that I wasn't there. Your friends were all the girls that were brought back, and then you, Lillian Garcia, texted me saying, 'Don't take it personally, we all love you.' So I don't overthink it anymore, it is what it is." Do you think Victoria belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame? Be sure to leave your comments below. Well guys, there you have it, the wildest news, stories, and rumors you need to know for 8 December. What do you think of these stories? Be sure to leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.